Hello, it's Kerry from Mobilates, and we're here for 30 minutes of mindful mobility Pilates. So lots of mobilizing, nice and gentle. You can do it standing, you can do it sitting, and we're going to do a lying down bit, which you can do from a raised surface. So a bed, just pull the duvet back, maybe even a sofa. We're not going to take our legs out too much, so it won't take too much space up. And that's really good if you find it really difficult getting up and down off the floor, but want that advantage of lying down, because it is nice to do some lying down moves. Who have we got today? Hello, Jean. Hi. Anyone wants to say hello? You know, I try and keep my eyes on that if I can see it well enough. But I always come in afterwards and I go through and just give everyone a little hello and just check in with everybody. Let me know how you're doing, any particular achy bits that you've got, because I'll keep it in mind for next week as well. Right, we're starting with a little shake. There's no wrong or right to this. You can just shake your hands, really soft and gentle. Hi Irene, nice to see you. Shake the arms. You can see I'm jigging from leg to leg. Shake a leg if that feels good. We can do it sitting. I wouldn't shake the head, not a fan of that, but just trying to shake off the body, embodying a bit of sort of Taylor Swift, shaking it out. Oh, Louise, hello, nice to have you here. And if you feel like a little turn, a little bounce, good for the bone strengthening, bouncing on our heels quite hard. Depends, I'm doing this in a room above. This is a bedroom, so I don't want to bounce too hard, don't want to go through floor, and I don't want to make too much noise for downstairs. You feel your breath gets a little heavier as you're doing this. We're going to stop in a minute. Just shaking everything out. And then slowing it down. It's quite difficult to stop once you've started. Just let everything calm down. Find your balance. Your feet can be a bit wider. You can sit back against a chair a moment. Just feel everything settle in your body. It takes you into the moment. That's where we want you, right here, right now, on this moment of exercising. And then just let the elbows, just taking your arms outward in these soft circles. If I show you from the side, you can see the circular shape that the tip of my elbow is drawing. These can go higher. You can open out a little bit. Might get a few clicks and clacks from the shoulders as you're doing this one. I can hear a lot of mine. It is perfectly normal. You just don't want pain that goes with it. Make them bigger if you can. And then just let the arms settle down, nice and gentle. Let's check in with our feet, bring them into, it's that internal hip bone width, but the easiest way to do this is look down, and could you imagine a paperback book between your feet? That's about the right distance. If you're sitting, it's the same. You can also just check in, it's about 2 fists between the knees. And if you're sitting, sit away from the back of the chair, shuffle forward so you've got a little bit of chair under your thighs, under your bum. And then you can bring yourself up a little taller, opening out across the collarbone. Feeling your shoulders go back. Let's do some pelvic tilts to start. So just lengthening the spine. You see it looks like a long line there, bottom tucked under, and then rolling forwards. So that's the tucked under. That is my pelvis tilting this way, a bit like a bucket with the water going over, and then this way the water's coming upwards, maybe even a little bit back. Don't really think you can go that far. Just think upwards, that's it. In fact, I think lengthening. That's what I like to think for here, lengthening. And then it's this slight arch, like your bottom is sticking out a little bit. You can feel it on the belly. As I do this, you can see it changes, rounds forwards. straightens out a bit, rounds forwards. And make it smaller. Find your in-between point. I think that's about mine. Right, we're going to take the head on a little turn and try to keep your shoulders still level and not going anywhere. Like there's a spirit level. You can think of this little notch here as your sort of air bubble in the spirit level. That's it. And then next time you turn, just nod the tip of your nose downwards, only a little bit. And then bring it up, over to the other side. Just get to the turn first. And then take your eyes down, the tip of your nose down. Oh, that's stiffer on that side for me. So this side feels quite good for me. This side, I'm going to give it 2 goes because it just feels a little stiff. So I'm just going to go in and out of it more gently. And that's what I recommend if something's a bit stiff. Don't push it, just take it really gently and maybe do 1 or 2, but softly. Right, let's go for a little neck roll. So first, take your head back, your chin slightly tucked. I'll show you from the side. Trying to get length here. That's it. Already feeling a little taller. I'm just going to pull that thread up at the back of the head though. Oh, extra length in the spine. Right now, tip of your nose down, eyes down, and then roll to the side, back to the center, roll to the other side. And keep that going. If you want to change this, I tend to go in a sort of semicircle, but I know some people like more than that. Some people like to go into 3/4 circle, almost full circle, whatever feels good for you. Next, very individual things. Oh, that feels nice. Bring it back to the center. Oh, small circles. If you're sitting, you can rest your hands here, particularly if your shoulders are extra sore. And this just takes the weight out of your arms. If that feels okay, let your arms hang and let the weight be part of what brings the arms down. And then let's bring some breath into this. Breathing in as the shoulders come up, breathing out as they go back. So in this session, we take it gently, slowly, and you can work as hard as you like, really. There's always ways to work a little harder, but for this, the emphasis isn't really on that sort of pushing. It's on the mindful element, really paying attention to what's going on in your body, sensations, feelings, and not sort of leaning into how much something hurts so much, but more just we're feeling it, we note this, we might need to back off, we might feel it's safe to go into a really big stretch. But just try and get away from sort of blaming ourselves for it hurting and aching, just being a little more of an observer. Right, let's go into some hips. It's hip opening. So let's start taking this leg in a little circle. So my foot is just circling on the floor, this knee is bent. I'm trying to keep these hips level. You can tell by the hem of my top. If I was sitting, that's what it looks like. You can rest your hands here. You can hear I've got textured socks on so I don't slip. It's just making that sound, part of the mindfulness really, I guess. And then pause that one. And now for the other side. And you can just take your foot very lightly off the surface. If you're standing, just hovering the foot there. Use a chair if you feel that your balance is struggling. Try to keep pretty stable. Bit of tension going on here. So when I say tension, just that feeling, it's just pulling inwards, away from your top, like it's a bit cold or a bit wet. That's it. I reckon we're coming to the last one. And then just let your feet softly march That's it. Right, where are we going next? Let's go into our feet in a V shape. So if you're standing, your legs, I want you to stick them together. Imagine you've got Velcro all of the inside of your legs. Squeeze it together so those hook and loops lock. You'll feel your bottom tightens. If you're sitting, it's slightly different because you get more of a hip opening on the bottom here without this tightness coming up here, but I want you to press through your feet instead. If you're sitting, rest your hands here. I want you to hinge forward, straight back. Keep the gaze ahead, no heads going down. And hinge back to upright, forwards and to upright. If you're standing, we're going to squeeze and then go down. Squeeze, go down. Let's have some arms for the standers. Arms out and in, out and in, out and in. And then we're going to put something new in. Little heel raise. Ooh. So that's what it's like if you're standing, trying to keep those heels close to each other as we raise up just that little bit. If you're sitting, hinge forwards, squeeze your glutes. Hinge forwards, you can press through your feet too. Squeeze your glutes. Hinge forwards, squeeze your glutes. Maybe one more, hinge forwards, squeeze. And then have a little wriggle, Take those legs wider, still with that turnout, so we're getting a lot of hip opening today. And we're going to start to bend one side to the other, knees going over the foot. Now if you're sitting, you've already got the bend here, so I want you to lean one side to the other, glide over. Keep your sitting bones, both butt cheeks down on that chair, just gliding over. If your knees are a bit stiff, keep it soft. Press through your ankles instead, strengthening at the same time. If you want to go a bit lower and your legs like to go a bit further apart, go for it. We can then bring in a bit of arm work, reaching over and over. And as one arm goes over, the other one goes under. That's it. Getting a bit of a side stretch. Lovely. Couple more. Maybe you want to hold it longer when you're there. And then bring it back to the center. Wiggle your feet in a little. Bring your feet in a little if you're sitting too. And if you're standing, starting to look behind you, moving your legs, moving your feet. If you're sitting, just floating your hands across, your legs are a little wider. That's it. And then bring it back to the center. One arm's going on the side, the other hand, I want to take it across your body and open it out. Across and open. But whilst you're doing that, it's only the top half of your body that's moving. This bit here, staying forwards. That's why our legs are a little bit wider. It makes it just a little bit easier. If you're sitting, the chair is helping on this. You can even start to post your hand through that gap if you like. A bit more of a turn. Breathing in as your arm goes back, out as it comes through here. One more. Swap over. Open. And round here. It's like you're sort of wrapping yourself. That's it. But keeping it nice and fluid. We're going for a bit of flow today. You can have a bit of bend in your knees if you like. Or keep it straight, whatever you like. I think I like a bend. That's it. Go through that little gap. And the head is following. A couple more. bring your arms up, palms are downwards. You can see we're going to go into a balance. So take your weight into one leg, heel raise on the other leg. If you're sitting, this leg will already be bent. You can keep it like this, so the ball of your foot, just tapping mine, it's like that. Or you can take it a little higher and take it up and down. Or just hold it. Arms can go up and down. Soft in the arms. I'm going to do the next one sitting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's lovely. Right, for the next one. Into the other leg if you're standing. Arms out for the balance. I'm going to move across, so I'm not going to fly my arms into the desk. Now, I'm right on the top of my toe there. And that feels like a good balance. I'm keeping the weight in here and this leg's light. Could lift that leg so it's off the ground, or keep it there and just get the arms floating up and down. Sitting up tall. Even breathing, that would be good. Coming to the end of this one. And then let your legs fall in and out. Give them a little walk if you're standing. And we're going to go into roll down. So I'm going to do sitting roll down first. So I like the legs a little wider, so it gives you a bit more room. If you like a more classical roll down and you're happy bending your spine and hanging down a little, sit first nice and straight, taking that chin back, and then looking down the body. Imagine you're rolling your head like a bowling ball right down the center. And you could stop at any point. You could stop here, you could put the arms down here, or you can use your hands to support you. Take some of the weight off the head, neck and back. Or you might go really low so your hands go to the floor. And then take a breath in. Breathe out. Use that tightness in your belly to bring you back up. If you want to do something that's gentler on the back, especially low back, legs wide, feet out, hinge forward. On the bottom, tuck it under. Keep tucking, keep tucking. And you'll feel your back starts to straighten, and then your head's the last one to go up. I'm going to move this one into standing. Straight back, looking ahead, tuck your bottom under. Let that ripple up the spine. One more like this, or you have the classical roll down. Oh, lovely. And then make your way down to either your mat or the surface that you want to lie on. Might be a sofa or a bed if you've taken the duvet back. I'm just going to change the camera so I can see you all from there. Take my little planner down here so I don't forget all the exercises. My mind can just go blank at any time. It's good to have a little prompt. Right, hope you're all doing okay. You can have a cushion. So you see I've got my cushion stack there. You could have a cushion under your head if you feel comfortable with it, but you don't want your head to be sort of pushed too far upwards. So the easiest way to check is just look up, and if you're looking directly at the ceiling, you might not need anything. If it feels like you're looking almost behind you, that is a hint you do need something. Either a towel, you can roll it up and put it under your neck, or a pillow is nice. Right, let's do a little settle whilst we're down here and a little breath work. So hands are on the belly. Your legs are hip width apart. If you're not sure if they're right or your feet are right, put your feet and legs together. Take your heels out and your toes forwards. We're not going to rock the pelvis or anything. We're just going to breathe. So first, relax your belly. And I feel that as I relax this bit, it's almost like something sink down a little bit just because I'm relaxing it. In fact, we'll have a hand on the belly and a hand on the chest. So I'm going to do that like that. Get my hair out of the way, that's it. So quite a high chest and low down on the belly. Now take a breath in Where did you feel it? Belly, chest, or a bit of both? And blow it out. What feels like it's going down? Is it your belly going down? Is it your chest? Is it a bit of both? I want you to let your belly soften so that your belly swells when you breathe in. And goes down a little as you breathe out. And I want you to get that feeling more in your belly than in your chest for a moment. Oh, that's nice. Right, now, I want you to tighten your belly. So imagine that we've just zipped up some rather tight jeans. So it's all feeling a little tighter while we've got corsets on. Not laced to the top tightness, but there's a tension coming across here. Right, now, can't really breathe into that belly in the same way. There isn't room for the diaphragm to move down. So breathe into your back. Feel your back swell against the floor. Oh, that was a big breath. And slowly blow it out. Feeling that tightness just increase a little on the belly. And then it loosens a little tiny bit. But I want you to breathe in. Instead of the hand going up and down, I want you to feel it pressing into your mat or bed or sofa. Slow breath out. One more. Breathing in. Feel your back spread into the mat, into the mattress. And then breathe it out. Arms down by the side. Take another breath in just like that. As you breathe out, slide one leg away, very lightly across the mat. Breathing in, slide it back. Other leg, gonna go. Breathing out. Breathing in, slide it back. And keep going. Gentle slide. Tiniest bit of resistance. So you don't want to feel your heel is dragging. You want your leg to feel like you're trying to make it slightly lighter. The work's going to be going in here, so you feel a bit of tension here. Trying to keep it nice and level so you can balance the drink on there. I'll let you choose whether you're going for a cup of tea or you're imagining maybe some champagne, gin and tonic. Last one each side. But the arms are going up. And then I want you to think about this area here, and I want this to stay the same. Take your arms back. I want you to feel that this is the same, your back stays the same against the floor. So I can only go about that far. If I go further, feels like that's starting to happen. You can see I put my arm under there, and I want my back to stay like that without my arm going under. And bring them back. Just do a light movement with those arms going backwards and forwards and feel it's just your arms. As your arms go back, you'll need more tension. As they come forward, relax it slightly. That's it. We're going to coordinate. Take a breath in. As you exhale, slide one leg away and the arms back as far as they want to go. Breathing in, slide back. Breathing out. Arms and legs extend. Breathing in, they come up. Breathing out, they extend. Breathing in, they come up. Out, they extend. In, they come up. Out, they extend. Last one. In, they come up. Take your arms out to the side. Just let the legs sway side to side. You might find it's nice to put your feet together and let your knees fall out. That's it. And bring yourself back to that starting point. We're taking a leg up to that 90 degrees. Take it down. Other leg. Down. So it feels like we're doing this slow march. Keep this same shape. So it's like it's a set square and it's going up in that shape. Now you want to keep the tension out of here. Maybe your arms need to go out to the side. We are going to bring the arms into it in a minute. Next, that leg's going up. Other leg's going up. Just going to stay there. Arm come up. Arm come up. One leg go down. The other leg go down. One leg go outwards. One leg, one arm. The other arm go outwards. I was just testing you to see if you were listening really hard. Let's go again. Different leg up. So the other one comes up. Think that was the other one, maybe not. And then this one, you can really feel the difference in your belly muscles with one leg and then the other. If it's too much, take them down again. Arm, arm, leg down, arm down, arm down. Leg up, arm up, arm up. Leg down, arm down, arm down. Let those legs sway a bit more fluidly. You're aiming to keep your shoulders on the floor, but let your legs and feet just roll to the side, and then let your head go different direction. That's it. And then we're going to roll over and onto all fours. Now, all fours are not for everybody. I know that being in this position, if that's not for your knees, take it upwards. Take it up against something and take yourself into that same sort of position, but with your hands against something that won't move. And then we're going to just circle our bottoms around. Like you're drawing a really big circle with your bottom. Now, if you get wrist problems, a nice thing to do, especially if you're on a mat, is to just fold your mat like that so that your wrists are on a bit of a slope. And that can be nice if you want a bit of padding for your knees as well. If you have osteoarthritis in your knees, anything like that, or a knee that's waiting for a replacement, standing against something like a chair is good. Pause. Take it the other way. This can take a bit of time to get going. Excuse me, I'll go back to the standing version. You can see it's taking me a bit of time to get that one going as well. Now, if you're standing, you'll see that your knees go with this a little bit as well. But you can just keep it in the bottom and then a little bit each way. I know it's a bit of a weird move, but it's really like the cat-cow sort of shape. You sometimes use, you have to see it in yoga, which is more like that shape. And we're just making it a bit more fluid. But then you can take it into a cat-cow as well. And then you can stretch a leg back. So you can see your toes just touching there. Just stretch it back and bring it forwards. Toes up here. Come a little straighter. Stretch it back so the toe is just touching the ground. That leg is long. And then bring that back, the other leg. Just stretch it back. Nice long stretch for the hip flexor there. And we'll go one more each side. Now, if you're kneeling, watch that your head doesn't drop down. Really lengthen that leg away. And we're keeping the back nice and level. Couple more. You can even raise it tiny bit if you're on the floor. And then take it to sitting. I'm going to move back. Right. just get your bottom nice and comfortable. I don't mind what your legs are doing. We're just going to move this top part of our body. So taking it over the other way, and then back, and then try and take the hand over to the other hand. A bit of a twist and looking down that way. And then we'll go over, hand close to the other hand. I'm sending my gaze over there. We're going to go again. If you've got your legs crossed like this, rather than outwards, you might want to swap them round. Over, and then right across those hands, just getting a little twist. Taking it back, and this way. Doesn't need to be a big twist, just a small one is good. And bring it back to the front and stretch the legs outwards a little. So stretching them long, can be this wide, can be that wide. I'm going somewhere in between. Lengthen your toes. Try and sit upright. You can even push from behind if that helps. And just stroke down your legs, one side and the other. And then get right down the outside of the legs. Let your feet turn outwards as well. That's it. And then come back up to the center. Bring those feet backwards. You can bring your legs in if you want to. Arms are going out to the sides. Breathe in. Look up. And then turn those hands away. Breathe out. Breathe in, look up, you can flex your feet back as well. And then point away as your hands go down. Last one, breathe in. Flexing those toes, touching those fingers. Bring your hands into your chest. Point your toes. Give yourself a clap. We're all done. I shall see you next week. I hope you enjoyed it. That seemed to fly by. See you again soon.